Web3 founders and executives. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that can completely transform the growth trajectory of your business while keeping costs low and offering the flexibility that most early stage companies need. That's right. We're going to be talking about a fractional CMO for your Web3 business. And if you read the description, you probably already knew that. So let's get to it. Marketing in the Web3 world is a bit kooky. There's an interesting type of humor that exists in the space. There are all these different marketing channels. You got KOL management, you've got newsletters, you've got Discords, you've got Telegram, and it can also in times feel like marketing is a full-time job. And if you neglect marketing, you fall into the trap of, hey, if I build it, they'll come, which we know doesn't work. So let's talk a little bit about the fractional CMO and how they can take some of this load off your plate so you can get back to thinking about product. So why a fractional CMO? Well, a fractional CMO brings a lot of marketing expertise. As we talked about before, Web3 is a very weird place, and it's got its own nuances and own marketing skill set. You want someone that's really a Web3 native or somebody that's been in the Web3 game for at least a little bit now. They're going to be helping you accelerate the growth of your company. And the fractional CMO is going to be cost effective. All right, so who's this guy talking to you? I'm Jax. I've got 9 years of experience at BlackRock, Google, Web3 companies like Native. They do DEX liquidity infrastructure. And I'm the host of the Building Web3 podcast. If you want to work with me, buildingweb3.xyz. Link will be in the bio. Now on to the video. What does a Web3 fractional CMO actually do? Well, one, they focus on strategy and execution. A Web3 fractional CMO, they lead the strategy and execution of your marketing plans, and they leverage their experience to develop a custom growth strategy for you. Next, they're going to overcome obstacles for you. We know that there's too many obstacles in the Web3 space, from regulations to an ever-evolving landscape. They're going to draw on their expertise to drive your business forward. 3, they're going to have flexible support. So you don't need them all the time. You can always have them on a retainer. I'll talk about pricing later, but you can have them come in when you need to infuse more marketing leadership or you need to have a custom plan. And you don't need to keep them around all the time because we know that money can sometimes be tight in bear markets. They're going to do strategic planning. They're going to take a snapshot of where you are. So how many impressions are you getting on Twitter? What's your community engagement like in Discord? What kind of newsletters are you in? What kind of KOLs are you working for? So they're going to look at all of these marketing metrics. They're going to use whatever marketing tactics they have and initiatives they worked on in the past, and they're going to build one for you. They're going to see where your budget can be allocated to effectively maximize returns on your investment. And then we're going to go collaborative leadership. So they're going to work with your existing executive team. They're not going to come over and completely take over the company. They're going to work closely with the executives, brainstorm ideas and growth tactics. It's quite often that they'll come in, they'll schedule a bunch of interviews so they can learn more about your business. Now let's keep talking about some of the benefits of hiring a fractional CMO. One, they're super cost effective. A full-time CMO, it says $200,000 a year here. Honestly, I've seen it much higher, depends on what kind of city you're in. And a fractional CMO offers a similar level of expertise at a fraction of the cost. 2 is the speed. We talked about this before. They don't have employee mindset. They have like contractor mindset. They come up to speed a lot faster and they're trying to get you results within a week or 2. 3, they're very flexible. So you can scale up their involvement up or down based on your needs. So if a bear market hits, unfortunately, you can scale down their involvement, making it a highly adaptable solution, especially as marketing dollars can sometimes be tight. And then it's experience on demand. So we talked about this scalability factor. We can bring them in when we need. Let's say we want to start running Twitter ads, for example. We might be able to add a CMO that has that level of expertise or knows about agencies, knows about hiring. We can add that on demand to our company and use them as needed without any kind of long-term commitments. Next, let's talk about what to look for when hiring a fractional CMO. Obviously, they have to have Web3 expertise. We talked about this before. You need to ensure that your CMO has a deep understanding of the Web3 landscape and a proven track record of success marketing similar types of blockchain projects or Web3 projects. Then, obviously, the proven track record is the most important. What kind of testimonials do they have? Were they able to turn around specific companies? What kind of growth strategies were they using? And do you think those would apply to your company? Next, do they have a strategic vision? Then flexibility and adaptability. They must be able to adjust their strategies based on your evolving needs and the market changing. The crypto markets change very rapidly, and they need to be a person that is not completely rigid and stuck in their ways. They can't just be the Twitter ad person. If you guys don't need that or it doesn't work for your company, they need to be able to adapt. Let's talk about the specific models for paying a fractional CMO. You can have the hourly rate. This is not my favorite, but it's the most common. You can hire them essentially as a consultant or build as a lawyer would be, where They essentially just keep track of all their hours. They'll bill you at the end, send you an invoice, and then you kind of talk it out. Then you have the project base. Let's say you're launching a testnet. You might set a fee for a specific project, the deliverables and timelines. I tend to prefer this because I like more medium-term engagements, and you're not going to just have someone that is incentivized to run up the hours. This person is completely based on the project, and they're looking more for project success than they are for more hours. Then you have the retainer. This is kind of the agency model. We're going to pay a monthly fee for ongoing support within a predetermined range of services. This can work really well. But again, it's if you find a really good CMO and you want to lock them in, I recommend the retainer model. So if you're an early stage company, you need some kind of marketing support, a fractional CMO can be an absolute game changer. They're going to bring expertise, cost savings, flexibility, and they're going to adapt to your ever evolving needs. So before we wrap up, if you're a founder or you're somebody interested in Web3 projects, reach out to me to be featured on the podcast. Let's share your journey and insights with our community. That's it for today's episode. If you found today's information valuable, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Engage with me online. Hope to see you all soon.